I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. So today's going to be episode 43 of This Week in Action Figure News, and I'm going to do a little intro so that you know what's going up. So of course we're talking about G.I. Joe Classified, due to the fact that we're in Yo-Jo June episode 3 or part 3 of the parts, one left to go. We have some hot toys, we do have also the fantastic Mezco 112 figure for the Punisher, and a little surprise at the end of it. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So let's start my G.I. Joe Classified Yo-Jo June episode 3, and of course we got a lot of stuff. Even if this was the shortest episode, I'm not going to go into too many details. You might have watched my thoughts on this video. I'm going to talk about the figures who've been released for pre-order, the digital renders and the name drops, and of course talking a bit more about a certain Miss Armada, because I kind of skipped out on certain things. So I'm going to be talking about. So again, we have the Avalanche response in the Legacy collection. Again, this is a character that is a great idea but poorly executed, due to the fact that a lot of the gear that comes with it is not authentic, and this is becoming a big recurring problem with the Hasbro of not getting the gear up. And the thing is, I understand that people are going to point out the fact that Hasbro wants to save money, want to reuse. They have all the bits and pieces to go with this character who would have made more sense, and there's certain stuff who are totally not logic. Again, like I said, I did the full breakdown of it, but there's no taser, there's no night goggle vision on these guys. So, moving on to another character that is also part of the general release, like, of course, the Rescue Mountain guy, and this is going to be Dusty and Sandstorm the Coyote. Now, I was kind of interested. I do like the fact that they're going into more desert, and they're really pushing the desert line over here, and I must say that I didn't even pre-order it when I saw $51.99 or $52.99 for this figure. I was like, yeah, no way in hell I'm paying that much money. Again, this character comes with a certain amount of equipment, but not more than, and even less than, what Mutt and Junkyard come with, or Law and Order have way more stuff than this, and they cost only $44.99. So the difference of $9 for this figure is definitely not working for me, and I'm going to be bidding against Hasbro by waiting for this one to go on Amazon clearance or sale or any other thing like that, so that I will be able to pick it up for cheaper, because I'm not paying full price for this. It's not worth it. Let me know in the comment section if you agree, or are you going to buy it, or did you pre-order day one, or are you going to be like me, waiting it for to go in clearance. Now let's go on to the digital renders. So of course, one of the favorite characters that was just announced by Hasbro as a digital render, and I guess all these digital renders will be going up next week for pre-order. So the first one is the Rugged Duke. So like I said in my previous video regarding this one, my thoughts about it, I still cannot understand why the hell is he carrying a belt-felt machine gun when he does not have a chest wig equipped for this kind of combat. So it's not built up in that way, and I think it's really a huge shame, because this figure looks pretty cool and I really cannot wait to get my hands on it. It's not like I don't have any other rifles to go with it, but I really definitely would have liked to see something more adequate to the and fixing going on to what the gear he's wearing compared to what he has. Anyway, I did talk about it. Let's move on to the next digital render, and this is going to be Iceberg. So this one kind of got forgotten because he was already announced and name dropped a few months ago, and nothing happened. And I must say, I'm kind of very curious and impatient to have him, and I'm really starting to regret that I didn't pick up any winter guns from Valaverse, because that would have been very handy to go with this guy and everything that should be coming out in the winter. Maybe Hasbro, time to think about making some winter equipment packs to go for sale. Hey, just saying like that. You did it in the past, why not do it now? Then afterwards we have, of course, the Toxaviper. Cannot wait to get my hands on this one. Cannot wait to see the products and the pictures that they've done with him regarding all the the face that he has over there, he really looks to be kind of possessed, and I dig the fact that they did all this kind of little changes. It's not much for the classified line. You could even say that this one could go directly into the retro carded fitted ones, and you would not be wrong, but I do dig it really a lot, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this one. So, oops, sorry about that. And of course, we have Miss Armada over here. And I must say that I was talking about, you saw the picture when I jumped a bit faster, and that's, of course, the picture of Jamila Jamil. Due to the fact that I was having a discussion with somebody on the YouTube page regarding the ethnicity and the origins of her. Now, I do not do the origins, or I do not talk about the character before I have her in hand, and that's when I do the history, when I do the review of her. So when I have it like this, I'm doing a general thoughts about it, what I like, what I don't like, what should be what could have been done, or what is perfect on the figure or good. So of course, I did notice that the fact that they wanted for a different kind of type, and she does have a pretty light skin color, and especially if you look on the bosom part over there, you will see that she is a lot lighter, and by the looks of her, she does remind me, of course, like I said, Jamila Jamil, and also another actress that you may know from Quantico, who's Priyanka Chopra. She has another name, Jonas, because she's married with one of the Jonas brothers, who's music. So not something that I'm going to be talking about in action figures, because it doesn't have anything to do. But the fact also of the mask, I put a picture, downloaded the picture of the mask also over here to talk about the looks of this mask. Does give me a Greek, Persian, Middle Eastern kind of face mask. You could even maybe go a bit to Rome, but I would say definitely Greek Persian look to it. And the fact that if you're going into that direction for the mask, and knowing the importance of those face masks for Darkland or even Destro, you would believe that this has something to do with ancestry. So this is the reason why, for I guess, maybe they decided to race swap this character, and for me, I'm looking forward to see more about it, and hopefully we're going to be getting some file cards for this character. So now that I kind of made it a bit bigger, of course it's digital render, but let's have a look at the pictures themselves. So this is of course Jamila Jamil, and of course you know her from The Good Place. You might have seen her other ways, but you can see the heavy eyebrows, the heavy dark hair, the tone of the skin, the way she looks does remind me a lot about her. Now there's the other actress that I didn't talk about in my thoughts of Yojo 17th of June one, and this is of course Priyanka Chopra. So as you can see, again we have this heavy eyebrows, this way of looking, the nose, the mouth, all this texture, the way the look, the skin color, the hair, everything reminds me of this Miss Armada. So this is why I'm thinking that they decided to change, and maybe it would make sense due to the fact that if she would be British, because they said she trained as she did the SAS course and qualified. So yeah, that never happened in the history of the British SAS. So that's a bit fan fiction over there. But again, I don't have a problem with it on that behalf. But if she would be British, if she had some British origins, it would make logic that she could be from a descent of Indian Pakistani, because there's a lot of them in England due to the fact that it used to be a former colony, and when England had them in their rule, well, you would be able to, and you were eligible to get the British passport. So when they decided to leave their colonies, a lot of people asked for, before it happened, asked for the British passport and immigrated to England. So this would make sense to go on to a character who could have Pakistan or Indian descent more than African descent. So again, we will see more when we have, of course, the file card that I'm going to be getting. I know I'm talking a lot about the file cards, and I have a little part that I will be talking at the end of it. So, of course, Going into the helmet, this is exactly what I was telling you. This is one of the many helmets, of course, that you have, but you can see the vibe of getting this kind of Persian and like I said, Greek helmet kind of vibe to it, so it does make sense. And again, we're going to see more about it next week. So then we get this guy over here. I was able to get a name for this guy, and Synapse, if I'm not mistaken or mispronouncing it. And this figure is a new figure. And again, Hasbro, God, I don't know how you run your business, but this is really bad. So you're coming out with a new character for the G.I. Joe classified line. No problem, I'm down for it. But tell me, why would I want to buy this figure? Because if he's brand new, I haven't seen him in the comics, haven't seen him anywhere, where would be my attraction to this figure to say, oh, I want this figure, I need this figure in my collection? Again, I don't have problems of you bringing in new characters, but at least develop them before so that we can get a bit of an affection towards the character or a likeness towards the character that makes us want to purchase it. Anyway, this guy is also going to be ending up on the last episode of Yojo June 2026. So yeah, not much of a surprise over there. So going into the name drop, so it's all going to be retro carded figures. So of course we're getting Lieutenant Falcon. I guess this is going to be making a lot of people happy due to the fact that the classified version of Lieutenant Falcon that came out did have a bit of a head sculpt problem, and they course corrected it with the new version that they did with the Night Force. So I guess it's going to be a bit of a mix between the Night Force and the original one that came out in the classified line. Then we do get this one over here. Sorry about this, but yeah, this definitely has nothing to do in the retro line. This figure never came out in the original Real American Hero line from 1982 to 1994. So again, I don't think this has anything. You want to put these characters in, put them as a mass device. If you want to put them from the cartoon or from the comic books, create different division. This is why I'm saying that Hasbro needs to start getting their crap together, to stay polite, not to use another word, but they really need to get their act together, because this is really something that is becoming pretty annoying. And it's not like you don't have the green plans for it to go there and get it done. You did it in the past, you already had, and you are even doing it in the classified line with the retro cards. You have the classified lines, then you have the mass device, and mass device is cartoonish, and even there you manage to fail. But anyway, that's going to be for another video, because I have my griefs with Hasbro, and they really need to step up their game. And hopefully with the departure of Lenny and Tony, maybe somebody's going to start acting and following their guidelines, because even them were not capable of doing it. Anyway, finish about that one. Let's get on to the final name drop, and this is going to be Retro Flash. So I must say that we're finally getting, in 2026 we will be having all the 13 original figures, so that's pretty cool. Would I have liked to seen him first redone as a classified figure? Yeah, I think that would have been cool, but I'm not going to complain getting the retro look of course, Flash. So yeah, cannot wait to get my hands on it. Anyway, now that we got Yojo June out of the way and talked about G.I. Joe, let's talk about Mezco Punisher. And yes, Mezco did it, and this was a pre-order day one. The moment this one came out, I pre-ordered immediately, because there's no way that I'm passing next to this guy over here. So if you've been following, you know my like for the Punisher, or love for the Punisher, and this one is really perfect because it incarnates the look of the Mike Zeck Punisher. Not only does it have the Mike Zeck vibe to it, or the original one that they did the miniseries for. So let's move on to what we have over here. But as you can see, you're getting forehead sculpts, you're getting multiple hands, of course you're getting the Punisher plate, and of course the stand, and of course the little hook to put him up. Then of course you are getting a boatload of guns to go with it. I like the sniper rifle. can be used for some G.I. Joe also, because it's also 6-inch scale, so it will go with the G.I. Joe Classified. We have a Uzi, we have a bazooka, we have this is really cool as an accessory, bomb with a timer, pipe bomb with a timer. That is really cool. You have a remote control over here, or talkie-walkie, and of course this here can go with of course Firefly. There's plenty of stuff. This over here with the crossbow, and of course the arrow with the grappling hook is not too bad. Maybe it would be nice if they're going to add some cord to it to make it really functional. Then of course we have different pistols over here that work pretty cool also. Then we have some extra accessories depending on how you want to make him. If you want to give him the Mike Zeck vibe, or you want to go into a more basic Punisher version of him, then of course you have his kind of harness that he has over there. That is part of it, but personally I'm not going to be a fan of it. You have different holsters, knife, of course the K-bar because he's a Marine, then you have the stealth for it, and of course you have a battered up shield and some firing effects. So yeah, this one, cannot wait to put my hands on it and get this one into my collection because he looks amazing. Now, let's finish off with Hot Toys and a little surprise at the end of this video. So of course I kept the Hot Toys for last, and of course it's the 40th anniversary of the movie Aliens, the second one of the name, and of course we got our pre-orders for the Xenomorph. So they did two versions of it. You have the exclusive version, or deluxe version if you want to call it like this, who comes with an egg and a little stand that goes behind. Then of course we have the regular version over here. And I must say that for now I'm going to pass. I have the original ones. And again, if you're going to army build, let's say you pick this one up. This one is $315. This does not include shipping, nor does it include taxes. The other one with the extra egg is $340. So that is pretty expensive if you're going to army build. I remember buying those, and I think I was selling them. They were less or a bit over $100 when the first ones came out. Of course, you had to do some assembly. There was some issues with it, but again, yeah, so much money. For now I'm going to pass, and maybe hopefully I will be able to pick them up if they're going to give you some discounts on them, but paying these guys full price is definitely off. Now let's jump on to the character that did it 3 times, and this is going to be Ellen Ripley. So I still have my issues with the hair, and I think the problem really comes from the hair. The head is kind of okay-ish, but would need some rework. But they did 3 different versions of this character, and the proof that it's maybe not as good as they really believe it, we're going to get into it, because now I can talk about it due to the fact that before, when I did my thoughts about it, I did not have the full information. So of course we have the exclusive version, which is giving the extra egg over here, who's the same one that is given with the alien over there. So the reuse of the base and reuse of this is going to be mind-boggling, and I guess they're going to be giving it with some other figures to just say, hey guys, we're giving you a deluxe version and you're getting an extra egg, and no face huggers, no nothing to go with it, or not even an open egg, who would have been cool. So again, you have this, and then afterwards I decided to go for an artisan version of it. So the hair looks like a wig, does not look anything real, and the hair of Sigourney Weaver, I had a picture that I did when I was making my thoughts about it, and you can see her hair is a lot thinner than this. This like really some kind of choucroute, like we would say, you know, sauerkraut, put on the head there, and it's normally not a compliment when somebody says you have a sauerkraut haircut. It's a lot of hair who is going all over the place, and this is the thing about this character who's over here. So this is really a bit of a shame that they went onto this direction. I can understand why they decided to go onto this, but still, I don't know. And of course, if you get this version, the artisan version, it's like getting the deluxe with the extra egg. So now let's talk about prices. So this one is $390, who's a bit cheaper than what we normally get, $10 off the LN Replay that you normally get, as under any other artisan version, I wanted to say. Then afterwards, if you want the exclusive but normal version with the plastic hair, she's going to cost you $310. And then if you don't want the extra egg, it's going to cost you $285. Now, what I did to be on the safe side, and again, this is where you can see that maybe not many people are really jumping on board, because technically when you have an exclusive, especially an artisan version, except a few special occasions, didn't sell out day one, but most of these figures did sell out day one, and this one didn't. She was up for nearly 48 hours. Now she's currently on waitlist, but she didn't sell out immediately. Now I did pre-order this figure here because I'm like, well, if Hot Toys is going to do a remake, is going to do some changes to the head sculpt and to the hair, and I'm going to say, oh damn, she looks good now, and I cannot get her anymore, and I will have to pay sky-high prices, well, that's going to be on me. Now, if the figure doesn't turn out to be that great, well, I get the figure and I can always resell it. So yeah, that's where I stand with it. Like I said, the aliens, definitely not picking them up. So anyway, let me know, what are you going to do? Did you pick up any? Are you going to pick up anything? Did you order any of these LN Replay? And do you agree that she might need a remake on it? Anyway, now we're going to jump onto a bonus part of this video. So let's get into the bonus part. So of course, this is my Facebook page, and of course I decided to do something that Hasbro didn't do, because again, Hasbro sucks for certain parts of the way of dealing with the G.I. Joe line. So as you can see, if you come into pictures over here and you go into albums, you're going to be seeing, of course I can go back, so of course I have plenty of stuff. If you want to see, I have some Action Force, the archives, I have pictures, I have stuff for sale. But what I wanted to do was this, and this is the G.I. Joe classified file cards. I did put a post up on YouTube talking about it, but what I did, I took all the file cards that I saved. I even have these over here. This is the gear. Then you also have the skills, and then you also have the roles. So all of these are the ones that you find on the boxes, and you have them over here. Now, again, like Hasbro sucks for that. Some of the new signs are not on them, but I mean, I don't understand. How the hell can you not make a website dedicated to G.I. Joe with the possibility for the people to go around to say, hey, I can download these, or I can put them with the figures? But look, I mean, this is so cool to be able to have all these file cards. It is something that made the G.I. Joe Real American Hero line the success it was part of it. Not saying it's only that, but again, this is really stuff that you really want to have to go around, to be able to put around. So of course I'm going to be linking this into the video, so if you want to know more about it, you can go there. If you want to subscribe to the page itself, you can, or you can bookmark it, and then whenever I have anything new, I post it in, so you can go and check it out and go and have a look at it and pick up the ones who are missing. But again, this is not normal that somebody who's doing blogs or any fan page of G.I. Joe should not be the one gathering this kind of information. This is something that should be done by Hasbro. I mean, it's incredible how bad Hasbro is at this game, and I really think that they need to step up their game. Again, it goes for the same. People don't know what's going on pre-order, and the fact is, when you're getting emails from Hasbro is literally sending you the email, even if you're a VIP or this premium membership. You're getting it 15 minutes after the thing launch. So if you have any Targets, Walmart exclusive, if you're in the US, well, they're already sold out. So yeah, this is really a one that I have, and a huge issue that I have with Hasbro, but I'm going to be making a video about it. Anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, let me know if you're happy that I decided to put. I know that a lot of people on Facebook are saying thank you for gathering up all this information and having it in a place where the fans can find it. So let me know in the comment section if you're interested in this or not, and also about all the other subjects. Let's start a conversation around our favorite hobbies. So that's going to be it for episode 43 of This Week in Action Figure News. If you like this kind of videos, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, let me know also in the comment section. If you want to go and check out my Facebook page, my Instagram page, the links are in the description. So until then, I hope you have a fantastic Sunday. And if you're watching this on any other day of the week, I hope you have a fantastic day. And of course, I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye.